play with, one of these days, we're gonna play with the bulbs. Figure out what we wanna do with like different lamp configurations and stuff.
Hanging on your light.
That is a Christmas ornament. That was a gift from a student of mine once upon a time. And I thought it was actually pretty cool that it was the right color.
It is.
It's a thoughtful student. You know?
Yes. Personal gift. So we have a little private party in here.
Yeah, and we have. We actually invited the special lady friends out once upon a time, and we ordered pizzas and did a little mini concert. This performance is entirely, well, I should say it's unprepared, but consider this a dress rehearsal. Mistakes will be made. Might be made.
Mistakes all the time. We all do. Your French horn almost looks like it's very old. It's got a patina to the metal.
This is a unlacquered instrument.
Oh.
There's the ones that shine, there's a layer of lacquer on them.
Is that the difference?
But it constrains the resonance of the brass, so a lot of us have them stripped. But this was made in '79. In May of '79, it came off the Paxman line in England.
England.
So this is a handmade horn, and it's a good horn, but it's got issues.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to replace this whole bell section, the whole bell throat, from this cup link right there all the way down. The bell will probably stay, but all this,
All of them.
within the next few years, I'm gonna have to do that.
Oh my goodness.
Why is there so much horn?
All the pipes.
Yeah.
Well, if you straighten that thing out, it looks like it goes from here to the wall.
Yeah, it's several different horns. All, like the valves just add pipe. So I have an F horn, and then I have a B flat horn. There's a trigger right here, and it changes the flow of air. So when Mozart was composing music, like none of this in the center was there. This whole valve section wouldn't have been there. And it would have looked like a much smaller, more manageable instrument. But there'd be no valves. Yeah.
What are the little round medallions with the little nipple in the middle?
These are actually the valves,
Oh.
but instead of a piston valve like a trumpet has that moves up and down, it's a rotor valve, and it rotates inside of that
Amazing.
cylinder.
Didn't know that.
So you know how to take that thing apart too?
Oh no, I pay a guy who's really good at it.
That's quite a complicated instrument.
Yeah. I don't even take it to the guy in Michigan here. I take it home to St. Louis because that guy works miracles, and he's known me since I was yay big, and he treats me like a nephew, a distant nephew.
St. Louis, Missouri?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a guy named Bill Myers there who's been working on everybody's horn, from Maynard Ferguson to, some of the great brass greats like Susan Slaughter and whoever else. He has this whole wall where they've all taken professional photos and autographed him and said, "Thanks for the work, Bill. Thanks for thanks for bailing me out when I was in town." Somebody have their horn break, and so, "Oh, well, you got to talk to Bill Meyer," and he gets a last minute call from some guy in the Tower of Power horn section being like, "I've got a busted horn. I need some work done." So.
You know the right man.
Yeah,
He's the go-to expert.
he is. He's something else.
Is he an older person now?
He is. He's I think he's towards the end of his career. I've never outright asked him.
No. But he knows
Hey
his
man,
business.
you about done?
Hey man, how long am I going to be able to bring this to you?
Yeah, right,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
I'm going to have to find another guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How's your face, dude?
Oh, let's just jump right into it.
Jump right in.
Mhm.
Why don't you give me that intro?
So you
Yeah. subway music. And it
Sounds like
actually was the first, I think it's the first tune as a duet we learned to play.
It was.
And at the time, it was called just horn and drums. And then after, well, yeah, what made you decide to change the name to Memphis Subway Music?
Well, someone said that's what it sounded like. I think Craig was listening to it. It was like, I don't know, it sounds like some sort of performance you'd see in like the Memphis subway.
Yeah.
And I was like, Memphis subway music.
It's got a ring to it.
Yeah, it's got a ring to it because it's something that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Because there's no subway in
Because
Memphis.
there's no subway, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So if you have tunes that have names, tell us the names of
Oh yeah.
your compositions.
Well, the next one's called Hard and Heavy, and
Hard and
it's
Heavy.
just a straight sort of 12-bar blues affair.
Blues affair.
What
Yeah.
kind of type of music is it?
Yeah, it's the blues.
It is
It's
the
ju-
blues. I
Yeah,
love
it's
the
just the blues.
It's a blues affair. What kind of music? It's the blues.
Yeah, it's just the blues.
What's the inspiration behind that?
Oh, boy, I guess, I was watching a movie.
Which movie, man?
Yeah, by John Carpenter movie called They Live from 1987. It's got Roddy Piper in it. It's this old.
Oh, the
my
wrestler.
God.
Yeah, the wrestler.
Yeah.
And it's this old sci-fi movie, but he's a guy down on his luck, and he's come from Colorado to L.A. and he's a construction worker, and he's got this backpack on, and he's looking for a job, and so there's this blues beat that sort of inspired this, like that
I like
sort of,
it.
because he has a big backpack, so he's walking slow, and he's kind of bummed out because he's down on his luck. So it was one of the movies I watched while we were all quarantined. And I just started stealing some lines out of it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to hijack this one completely.
Well, when you transitioned from playing the horn to singing, I love that part.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you don't see it coming, do you?
No, you don't.
It's like a hook.
It really is very good. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
That one, wow.
All right. That's great feedback.
Yeah.
Don't change that one.
Don't
No.
change that one. That one stays as is.
No, Landon hit it no suspicion, no expectations, nothing. Wham, it's there. It's great.
Oh,
It's like, oh, this
It's
turkey's
great.
gonna play a French horn. Okay, cool. Whoa, he's
turkey.
singing at me. What?
This turkey.
It's wonderful.
This jive turkey.
This Jack Turkey's thinks he can sing too. All right. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that was fun.
The next tune is called 2 and 4 and.
That's right.
2 and
That's
4 what?
2 and 4 and.
And, okay.
Like a rhythm.
Yep.
Like a 1, 2 and 4 and. A 1, 2 and 4 and. 2, 3, 4. The 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of like that.
So he's kind of got like a funky tag, a funky top.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then it's smoother down the stretch, I guess.
Yeah. Not the stretch. That's right. Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
This is a tough one to play.
It's got a really unique sound.
I love listening to the French horn. It's got such a big range too. It can play so loud, low, and so high as well. You know.
Yeah, that's what gives us so much trouble about it.
Turns out you got to play lots of notes
Yeah.
to get them all
Big
done.
range.
You've obviously, well, you talked about the guy down in St. Louis. You've obviously been playing it a long time then.
I have. I've been playing it since 4th grade. I started on the horn in band. My band director just started us right on it. A lot of band directors they start horn players on trumpet,
Mm-hmm.
and then they switch them to horn. But that's not what I did.
You went right to it, huh?
Yeah, right to it.
Yeah, that's cool.
What was the catalyst for your becoming interested in a French horn?
Boy, that's a good question. It sort of chose me.
Okay.
It was the strongest buzz I had on the 3rd grade day of instrument trials, where we actually drew a bow on a cello and a violin and squeaked head joints on clarinets and saxophones and buzzed mouthpieces and they were just seeing what you had an aptitude for, and they said, well, you had a good buzz on the horn mouthpiece. I suspicion my band director, I noticed about the horn section, we all had an older sibling who had done well in band. And so I think Mr. Poshak would see that, oh, their older brother, their older sister did well. I'm going to try them on horn. And that's how he built his horn sections.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. DNA.
Yeah.
Rolling dice on the DNA, musical DNA.
Musical DNA.
So because you can play the French horn then, does that mean that you can play the other horns too, whether it be the trumpet or
Trombone or anything?
I have a little trumpet experience. I'm not too good with the trombone or the tuba. Theoretically, the right guys can play the whole gambit at a high level, but I've never been able to do that. The minute changes in embouchure between each mouthpiece and each instrument, and the way you use air, it's all a little different. There's a cat named J.D. Shaw who used to play horn in the Boston Brass, and he'll pull out a trumpet and sound like $1 million, but he's a fantastic horn player, and he's the only horn player I've ever seen do that. That's none of the rest of us. Like, we all try, but we don't sound like he does.
Yeah.
That's good. I like this.
They're related, but different.
I'm not trying to blow your ego, but you are good.
Oh, thank you,
You are
thank
good.
you.
I'm anxious to
So
hear
you're a
the keyboard.
pianist too, huh?
I try to be. I'm less proficient.
When did you learn keyboard?
I took lessons with my cousin through elementary school and middle school, and she's still the pianist at church. She studied music, and then she went on to become like a doctor of nurses.
Ooh.
Yeah, she still plays though. She's an excellent pianist.
What's her name?
Rebecca.
So how many instruments do you play total?
I mean, just these two, pretty much. I may fool around on something else, but it's just
clearly
fooling around.
fooling around.
Yeah, it's just clearly fooling around.
Okay, all right.
I love piano.
Well, what's next here?
This one's called Six Woes and a Yeah Yeah.
I like
Six
the
woes?
name.
Yeah, Six Woes and a Yeah Yeah. Okay.
I remember this one. Ah, thanks.
Six woes and a yeah, yeah.
One, two, three,
Wow, 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 wow. there was one thing missing, if you don't mind.
Lay it on us, Pop.
Mom says you
Actually,
close-
it's with you.
Okay.
Just before you started playing the rims on your drums,
Mm-hmm.
before that,
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was a short distance. The one thing that kept coming to me, where's the brushes?
You know,
I thought it was
You need them?
the tune could work with brushes.
well, before you did all the rims, and I really liked that. But before that part, I thought it should have been the brushes. Maybe for not a long part, but the
Yeah.
brushes were missing.
I could work that in. Right when we get to the breakdown.
Because you were playing so softly.
Right.
And I thought the brushes would be perfect there.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll do that next time.
I like it.
There, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. No, it's cool.
Constructive criticism and suggestions welcome.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're not criticizing by putting you down, but just making a suggestion.
But
That was
The
beautiful.
combination is terrific.
You get a lot of moods out of just two instruments, huh?
Yes, for
true.
sure.
Really good, really good. But it needs brushes, Landon.
Yes, sir. On it. Brushes. Have brushes. We'll travel. We'll do it.
Nice.
Send me the video so I can critique it.
Yeah, right.
We've got brushes
You
coming
guys
up.
are great.
Brushes coming up.
When's your next club
Yeah,
date? We'll be there.
really, that's good. I like it.
Thank you. It was a fun time.
You don't have
Did you
to
count
have
the
brushes.
woes?
No,
There's
I was-
6 of them.
I was thinking about that, wondering how
What?
many there were, how many
The
walls.
name of the song is called Six Woes and a Yeah Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 6.
And if you listen carefully, he says whoa 6 times, then he goes yeah yeah. One yeah yeah.
I heard the 2 yeah-yeahs. I didn't count.
Whoa 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 6 woes and a yeah
I
yeah.
thought, well, he was into the
6
whoa
woes
whoas
in the
before
air.
I knew it. You have brushes in there?
Yeah, they're right here.
I want,
Wonderful.
can you play that one part again? I want to hear it.
Sure. Can you hit that little breakdown for a second?
Just to see what it sounds like.
Let's
Boop,
come
bap,
out the,
bap, boop, bap, boop, bap, bap,
It's
boop,
very
bap,
mellow.
bap. That effect?
I like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then in the rhythm.
Yeah.
There you go, thanks.
I like
Nice
that.
touch.
And that'll push me to work on my brushes and get better at them, because that is a skill I definitely want to improve on.
But, yeah, but the heartbeats of the sticks and the brushes and the smooth tones coming out of his piano there.
Smooth tones coming out of his piano there.
Yeah.
Dyno EP organ, man.
Organ, piano, I don't know what you
Yeah.
call it,
I don't know, but
but I like it.
keyboard.
I really like those brushes.
This next tune we got. This is what I was telling you about on the first day of school. Bob lost his shoes.
Oh,
Yeah, first
okay.
Gotta hear
This has got to be a story.
Yeah. Well, I did. I lost my shoes. And I was barefoot for most of the day. But I made it.
I made it.
Good job.
How did you?
Good job, she said. She's so supportive.
Okay,
Good job.
Excuse me for asking, but I gotta know. Where did you lose your shoes?
Well, I lost them in a courtyard. I had set them aside, and we were playing frisbee in the grass, and I was barefoot. And when I left, I forgot about my shoes
Yep. that
because I was
happens.
comfortable. And then I went through most of the day without my shoes.
This
And
was
when I got back to the courtyard, they were still there.
Well, thank
This
goodness.
is how you started college?
This is how I started college. Yeah. Wasn't a promising start.
Well, I love it.
No, it was all right. You know, pretty tough feet. Yeah, used to being barefoot a little bit.
I used to be too. When I was a kid growing up, we were barefoot all summer. As soon as it was warm
He's
enough.
told me I don't think I'm as comfortable as that.
Yeah.
As soon as it was warm enough, I mean March 21st, we were outdoors barefoot.
Yeah.
In the
March 21st, before April.
Uh-huh.
They don't mess around
On
in
the
Kansas.
gravel, the
It's
dirt,
true.
cow manure,
Yeah.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
Well, okay,
My
let's hear
feet
it.
got tough too from doing that. And there they are.
Yeah, there they
Oh,
were.
that's cool.
Very good.
What style of music is that? I don't know enough about music.
I'd call it creeper jazz.
Creeper jazz.
I just made that up. But you both did this. As soon as we started playing, you both went like this. You both went. You leaned in and were like, what?
We were really listening.
Creeper jazz.
Actually, I thought I could visualize you real well, running go through the grass.
And then this hurrying through the day.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That is really good.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are creative.
Yeah, very much so. So what else are you working on?
Pardon?
What else are you working on?
Oh,
You mean music and what?
with him?
Yeah, with two of you.
Yeah, well, we're gonna play a tune called Sapphire.
Oh, Sapphire.
Yeah. This is one of our favorites.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yay. Did you write it, Bob?
He wrote all these.
I did.
Oh, all of them?
All.
Oh.
Like I said, he puts Frankenstein on the slab, and then I monster is all his. I just help put a little.
You help sew him up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, my girlfriend's, my fiance's,
You still get used to
grandpa.
saying fiance,
Yeah,
aren't you?
I'm not. Her grandpa had bought a ring in Australia, a gold ring with opals on it, and her mom had given me that ring, and the center opal was missing. I had the 2 opals on the side taken off and made into earrings for her, and then she picked out 3 sapphires to set on the ring that her
Oh.
grandma had bought her grandpa during World War II. And so this one's called Sapphire because
What a
then
beautiful
I started
story.
calling her my Sapphire. You know, oh sweetheart, you're my Sapphire. But they're still pretty expensive rocks.
Oh, yeah.
A real romantic.
So
I
we
like
were
that.
talking with our real romantic. We were talking, and Landon said, "I just like the idea of that big sparkling rock." And I said, "She does too, buddy. She does too."
staring and like looking into that sapphire and just falling.
Yeah.
You just like fall into it, you know? Whoa. Get hypnotized in there.
Yeah, I got hypnotized already.
You guys are creative. You're certainly creative.
I told Bob, to me, what that song reminds me of the most is, Remember the Jungle Book?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Mowgli.
Yes.
And then there's that song the serpent sings, "Trust in me." He's got those googly eyes, and
Yeah,
Mowgli's
I
all
like
like,
him. He's
Yeah.
funny.
he gets all hypnotized.
He's
Yeah.
mesmerizing.
Yeah, that tune reminds me of that
That's a
scene.
good analogy.
Yeah, that's a bad sign. I try to write a love song. And it comes out when the snake is like totally hypnotizing the kid.
You hypnotized your girl.
Yeah, she didn't have a chance.
Actually, with that music, you ought to have a series of slides going on in the background.
Ooh,
of the
that's kind of
wall.
a cool idea.
I like that very much.
We've got two more, I think.
Oh, right.
That one for Old Don Cole.
Yeah, that one for Old Don Cole.
I feel like we
Okay,
should play it,
Old
pay
Don-
an admission fee.
Old Don Cole. He was a trumpet player I grew up with, but he graduated high school the year I was born. He graduated in 1983. And the one thing he always wants people to remember is he played the trumpet solo on the national anthem when the Cardinals got their 82 World Series rings.
Wow.
And he's still proud of that, you know, but
Oh, yeah.
he taught me a lot about music and selling produce too. We sold a lot of produce. And he knows Missouri back roads like the back of his hand.
Okay.
And he'd take me to the most beautiful spots that I would have never known, but there was one in particular down on the Current River, which is the National Scenic Ozark Riverways, and it's kept up by the Park Service. And I was down there parked with Michigan plates, and this park ranger came along, and he's, "How did you know about this spot?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Only the locals know about this spot." And I was like, "Well, I know about it too."
Yeah.
But he took me to that spot. You can't just find it. You've gotta know where it is. You have to be shown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it interesting? I wish Jordan could meet him, because he loves Missouri, our youngest son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right
he
on.
loves Missouri.
Oh, it's a
And his
beautiful
wife
state.
was born and raised in Springfield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she knows. Yeah.
She probably does.
Yeah.
That's
My
Susan.
mom's a friend of Jordan. My youngest brother was the best man at my wedding who gave the speech.
Oh,
The
right.
military, the army brat.
Gotcha. Cool.
Missouri
Okay,
to
before
show.
we do this one, let me get another drink here.
Yeah.
This to quote Frank Zappa, this one is a hard one to play.
For your lips.
My parents dutifully sat through a 9-minute live video of Zappa playing Inca Roads the other night.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. George Duke,
Oh, George Duke's a monster.
Napoleon Murphy Brock, Ruth Underwood. They watched the whole thing. Claymation videos and everything.
There's so
I
much
thought
fun.
that video thing was actually quite creative.
Very much so.
Very much.